the first bond violation, and you also have a gun. You have so many bond violations that your bond is now at 45,006 on all of our cases. And I told you when you got out, if you had any issues, you would be going back to jail. I told you no diluted sample.
The issue is that he's testing negative, but it's showing for the lab result diluted. And Judge, I don't know why it's showing that, but
I know why.
Well, you know, I don't know how much. My question would be, how much water does someone have to consume for it to show diluted?
They have other things that you can take at high times that will dilute it. It's not just a matter of drinking 15 gallons of water. There are other masking agents that they use to dilute to.
If someone takes a diuretic.
Okay. Well, I don't know about a diuretic, but I mean, just there are other things that you could take at high times to mask what you're doing. And I told you now, a dilution was just as good as testing positive with me. With all the drama you've given us, absolutely not.
I've been on the diet. I've been on a strict diet, so I haven't been drinking a lot of soda. I barely drink water. I barely drink juice. I've been drinking a lot of water. I've been cleaning out my system, flushing out my system to make sure I stay clean. Because, like you told me, and like I've made sure that my lawyer know, I'm trying to stay clean, trying not to mess up in any way. Sir, I'm telling you, I have not.
Follow the lab test. They've not been able to confirm the negative.
I've been completely clean, sir.
I want to do a deeper dive because I want to know more about the dilution. I'm not taking your word for it. Like, you telling me something goes in one ear, goes out the other ear.
But I'm telling you, I've been listening to you. I do not want to go back to jail. You know, everything I'm supposed to do. Like I said, I've been on a strict diet a lot, and I have been drinking a lot of water only because to flush out my system to get the THC out. That's it. I've been drinking a lot of spring water, cucumber water, and juice and cucumber.
Because of your prior positive.
Yes.
Not because of a new positive.
No,
correct.
Because my prior positive, you got on me. You said if it happened again, and I've been drinking a lot of cranberry juice, a lot of water. That's flush out your system. That's just natural way I've been fine to get out all the THC out.
I already told you what was going to happen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Diluted sample, and they're telling me how many diluted samples are you saying? So regardless, I'm not making a decision now. We need to hear more.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Keep me the jury box.
Yes, sir.
There's a diluted sample, so you can't really tell because it's all masks. It's all masked because of whatever he's doing to dilute the sample. So that's the problem, is he's doing something to trick us into diluting the sample so we can't tell what he's taking. Mr. Walker, you have open at this time a possession of marijuana, 2 to 4 ounces, a possession of a controlled substance. You pick up another possession of 4 ounces to 5 pounds. You have a DWI with a child passenger, which is, what is it, like a 3-year-old, right? And then the car is filled with marijuana smoke, and you have a veritable pharmacy of dope in the car with you. This isn't the first bond violation, and you also have a gun. You have so many bond violations that your bond is now at 45,006 on all of our cases. And I told you when you got out, if you had any issues, you would be going back to jail. I told you no diluted samples. I said no positive samples. Strict compliance was required.
As the hearing continues, Judge David Fleischer grows increasingly concerned over Mr. Walker's repeated bond violations and the seriousness of the charges against him. The defendant attempts to explain that his diluted drug test results were caused by drinking excessive amounts of water, juice, and cranberry juice in an effort to stay clean, but the judge remains unconvinced. He explains that diluted samples are often treated the same as failed drug tests because they may indicate an attempt to hide substance use. The courtroom discussion becomes more serious as prosecutors review the pending allegations, which include multiple drug possession charges, firearm possession, and a DWI case involving a child passenger exposed to marijuana smoke inside the vehicle. Judge Fleischer repeatedly emphasizes that bond conditions are meant to protect public safety and must be followed strictly. He questions whether the defendant fully understands the gravity of the situation, especially after multiple warnings and several diluted test results. As frustration builds inside the courtroom, the judge makes it clear that repeated noncompliance cannot be ignored. He stresses that bond is based on trust and responsibility, and continued violations weaken the court's confidence in the defendant's willingness to follow the law. By the conclusion of the hearing, Judge Fleischer decides to revoke Mr. Walker's bond and sets a new bond amount of $90,000, bringing the tense proceeding to a serious and dramatic close.
Yeah,
You have now five diluted samples?
And this, just so you can see this. It just comes back as an abnormal levels of keratin, but everything else is nice.
I'm taking everything you say seriously, Judge. Everything.
You can't tell that though. You can't tell if he's using cocaine, benzodiazepine, phencyclidine because it's diluted.
I will take another test right now.
I don't care about tests now. The 5 prior tests that you've had have all been diluted. 5 prior tests have been diluted. I'm now revoking your bond again. Goes with you.
Should we give him a test on Thursday and see if it comes
No,
back? And
no. Mr. Walker, you have a freaking pharmacy of illegal drugs in your car with a 3 to 4-year-old in a plume of marijuana smoke.
I've been taking everything you say
Time
seriously.
and again, I can't get through to you.
I've been taking everything you say seriously.
No,
I'm completely sober.
Judge, what would you be setting his new bonds at?
In the final moments of the hearing, Judge David Fleischer delivers a decisive ruling that brings the proceeding to a firm and serious conclusion. After reviewing the repeated diluted drug test results and hearing the defendant's explanations, the judge makes it clear that the court no longer has confidence in Mr. Walker's compliance with bond conditions. He emphasizes that bond is not simply a release from custody, but a legal agreement that requires full honesty and strict adherence to court rules. With multiple violations already recorded and no convincing justification for the test results, the judge states that continued leniency is no longer appropriate. The court also highlights the seriousness of the underlying charges, including drug possession, firearm allegations, and a DWI involving a child passenger exposed to marijuana smoke, factors that significantly raise concerns about public safety. As the judge speaks, the tone in the courtroom reflects the gravity of the situation, with clear frustration over what appears to be repeated disregard for judicial orders. Ultimately, Judge Fleischer orders the revocation of Mr. Walker's bond and sets a new bond amount of $90,000, reinforcing the message that violations of this nature carry immediate and substantial consequences. The hearing ends with a strong reminder that accountability in court is not optional, especially in cases involving repeated noncompliance and serious criminal allegations.